All right.
Uh, Now, but yeah, so like, what kind of like is it like younger kids that you teach?
Yeah, at the moment, I do support, I do emotional literacy and I do literacy support. And I
Right.
teach children from 7 up to 18.
Okay, right. So the broad age then.
Yeah, one-to-ones and group.
Okay, right. Geez, I'd say that's challenging but rewarding.
Yeah, I really love it. It's different every day.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
be on top form and have a lot of energy.
yeah, yeah. I know, and it's one of those things you kind of you do have to have energy for as well, isn't it?
Yeah, mental clarity that you're able to swap from one thing to the other.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it doesn't, it's
Hopefully
not
that's
straightforward. It doesn't go a linear line.
yeah. Well, hopefully that's improving a bit now anyway.
It is.
So I'll dive in with you anyway. And
Question.
if you'd like to describe where you were before we started.
Okay, so before I started with you, Levi, I had gone to every medical person I could go private. I'd gone to private consultants. I'd gone to doctors. I'd gone for reflexology. I'd gone for acupuncture. I had taken every pill that was recommended to me. But I was in a situation where I barely had the energy to go to work. I had reduced my hours, so I was only working part-time. And working still with working part-time, I had chronic fatigue. I had body pains all over my body. I had to go to bed at least 2.5 hours during the day for a rest every day. And I would spend most of my weekends in the bed, not wanting to get out of the bed, not wanting to do anything. Um, and I had gone to the stage where I didn't make plans with anyone because I ended up breaking them. So I just start off said, oh, it didn't suit me.
Brilliant. Thanks, Melissa. That's brilliant. Thank you so much. That's a brilliant description of kind of obviously the challenges you were facing. And then would you be able to describe the process that we went through from assessment to blood tests, etc.?
Okay, well, at the beginning, I was very reluctant and I was very slow to take off. And when we did a kind of an oral assessment, and I kind of quickly realized that I got it into my head that you did understand about people with thyroid issues and what was behind the thyroid and how the thyroid related to the rest of your body. Um, sorry. Um, we did a food. What assessment did you? Sorry, can we start again? I don't know what I'm saying.
You're okay. Take your time. Listen, there's no bother. Like I'll edit this up anyway. So really what it is like
You talking about the blood tests or from talking to you
yeah.
first?
So like say from we got on the phone and we said we'd start working together.
Yeah.
What was the process that you were taking
Okay.
through? I suppose what you're trying to do is kind of describe, say, two
Yeah.
people. Well, the process like and just in your own words. There's no panic. I can edit this as many times as you want. So there's
Okay.
no bother at all.
So I suppose from talking to you first when I described all my symptoms, and I suppose in the back of my mind, what I really wanted to do was lose weight and have energy. But I didn't realize that there was so much more to it. And from the initial conversation with you over the phone, I realized that there was more to this than me not having the right, taking the right amount of L-troxin, that it was more to do with my lifestyle and maybe my food. I had to get my head around the food because I didn't eat an awful lot, but I was obviously eating the wrong things. So straight away we did the diary. It was mentioned maybe gluten free. I said I'd try it. I have tried it loads of times before, but it never clicked with me. Um, we then went and got a panel of blood tests done. I had already been getting my thyroid bloods tested every 6 months. But the panel of tests that were done through my GP's office, suggested by Levi, showed up a multitude of inconsistencies with my health. It wasn't just my thyroid that was low. My cortisol was low. I had inflammation in my liver. My kidney wasn't really functioning properly. I possibly had celiac disease. I had huge digestive problems, and I had an anemia that was associated with autoimmune. All of this was discovered because of the tests that Levi suggested me to have done through my own GP, which could have been done by my GP, but never were. From there, everything just started to make sense. Levi, once he got the results and he read them, he explained them all to me, explained how they all interlinked. And you couldn't just treat one thing, you had to treat everything. And it didn't have to be a medical tablet. So Levi suggested quite a lot of supplements, which at the time I was like, oh, Jesus. But from starting to take the supplements, I started to take the supplements and going completely gluten and dairy free. I saw such a huge improvement from about the third week. I had mental clarity. Body pains were decreasing day by day. I wanted to do things. The way I described it to Levi was my body and my mind didn't want to do things before, but now my mind wanted to do it and my body was catching up. I had my digestive problems seemed to start to kind of improve. I knew when I ate something that didn't agree with me now, but I felt lighter. People that know me very well were kind of noticing a difference in my appearance, in my attitude, and obviously in my energy. I was able to not have to go for a rest. It's where I am now. I'm not taking rest during the day. I'm working my 3 days up to 5 days a week now. I've a lot to do, but I'm on the road. My next goal would be to start exercising. I have lost some weight as well, unintentionally, but due to the fact that my body was obviously completely inflamed. That's the way I can explain it.
That's absolutely brilliant. And just to say it from myself as well, like, you know, I don't always, unless I do something like this, I don't always hear what you're, I know what you're struggling with, but I don't always hear every aspect of your life that it's been affecting. And I don't always hear every aspect of your life that's now given improvement and what you've done with different doctors and things like that. So just, it's brilliant to hear, and I'm so happy for you as well.
I'm not finished with you. Do you know what I mean? I'm just having to, and you know, yeah, anyway.
No, I really appreciate that, and it's listen, my door will always be open for you, Mellisa. It really will. And I suppose the next thing then that I'd love for you to describe is the results that you achieved based on the work that we've done so far.
Okay. So I suppose the most startling result is I've lost weight without intentionally trying to lose weight. I'll talk about the dietary first. I'm now completely gluten-free, dairy-free. Between the process, talking to Levi and seeing how other stimulants were on my body, I've given up alcohol and I've given up coffee. So that's a big result. I was living on coffee. And I thought that coffee was what was keeping me going, but I think coffee was giving me high blood pressure. I think it was giving me high stress. It was giving me anxiety, and I was getting huge lows. So I was depressed half the time as well, and thinking that I needed a cup of coffee. Couldn't pass by a service station without getting a cup of coffee. And I prioritized coffee over food. I'll stick with dietary for another minute. I'm actually eating well naturally now. Like just an example, yesterday I was on a trip. I'm prepared. I prepare my food. A tip that Levi gave me was set a golden time for you in the week that you go, you do your shopping, you get what you need, you make your plan, and you know what you're going to eat for the week. So you're never on the wrong foot, especially if you have dietary requirements. And I never wanted to be on the wrong foot because I would get so sick now if I had something that shouldn't. And it wouldn't be just for the one day, it would last in my system for a few days. And it would make me sluggish and sick and digestive. I have energy now. I'm actually ringing up my sisters and saying, What day are you free that we can go to, like, say, for example, Johnstown Castle and do a walk? Like, I want to go outside, I want to walk. I'm going to school, I work in school, I'm going to school, and I could come home and make a dinner, and I could go to a meeting then that night, and I could read a book for an hour and a half before I go to sleep. My sleep has improved. I have sleep apnea, but I'm sleeping for longer. I'm not really waking up in that kind of heightened state of anxiety that I used to. And I'm less groggy in the mornings. I'm not staying in bed till lunchtime unless I'm really tired. There's a difference between wanting to stay in bed and being too tired to get up because you've had a heavy day. And I suppose the other thing is that this is a process for me, and I'm at the beginning of it. And to get the mindset that things will work. I'll have good days and bad days. I'm sticking to the supplement regime. I'm sticking to the diet, and I'm trying to get movement in. But I think the fact that I was able to go to my consultant and say, I've had these blood tests done, this, and this needs to be looked at. And I was confident that I knew what I was talking about, and I knew what he was talking about. Then he or she, but it happened to be a man, because Levi had explained the whole process of how my thyroid and my Hashimoto's was affecting my body and every organ and my mental capacity as well.
Wow, that's brilliant. That is amazing, and I'm so happy that you're in that position now, Mellisa, as well. And long may it continue. And as you said, you are starting the journey to feel better, and that is a process, and it will come and it will click for you. It's just going to take, as they say, that multifaceted approach, and you've already started that journey. So well done, well feckin' done. And then the last question I have, or the last kind of area to cover, is who would you recommend the program to?
Okay, well, I would recommend this program to anyone of any age that feels there's something wrong. They can't put their finger on it. They're just not feeling quite right in their body. The first, I suppose, obvious is anybody that's under a doctor or a consultant. A lot of people don't have the consultant, but if you're under a doctor for any type of thyroid issues, myself was underactive, or you've been given any labels like Hashimoto's that you don't know really what they mean. You've just been told you've Hashimoto. You've had several blood tests done and you've been told that's grand, you're staying on that medication. No explanation. But you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling tired, you're losing interest in your life when you shouldn't be. Anyone that's having kind of hormonal changes either, or for women, if you see any change in your, I suppose, your menstrual cycle or tiredness, energy, appetite, I would recommend going to Levi.
Listen, that's absolutely brilliant. And then the last one I do is just a bit of a freestyle. Is there anything that I haven't covered at the questions that I've asked that you would like to cover? Any extras? If not, that's okay.
I just want to say, I have the highest respect to the medical profession, but the medical profession in Ireland have not a clue when it comes to thyroid, whether it's not covered in their education or their studies or whatever. But as you might have seen ads with, you might have seen Facebook messages from Levi, but medication alone does not help you with your thyroid issues. And everybody with thyroid issues is different. I've had family members that have said, oh, so-and-so has an underactive thyroid, but she's not complaining the way you're complaining. Also, you need to be talking to the right people that have been walked in your shoes, because you could get very down. And then when you go to the doctor and say you're down, they will diagnose you with depression, anxiety, fibromyalgia, menopause, everything but let's do a full battery of blood tests on you. And for me, all it was, I know it was a big deal, but at the end of the day, it was just a little bit of education around my condition and a battery of blood tests to see how it was affecting my body. And all my answers were there. So if you're not really happy with, I'm not saying happy with your doctor, but if you don't feel you know enough, go to somebody else or go to Levi. Get all the blood tests you can get.
Melissa, that's absolutely brilliant. That's probably, I'd say, one of the best testimonials I think I've actually done, to be honest with you. Truthfully, like, number one, it's amazing to hear all of those results. I'm blown away hearing those, and I'm so happy for you. And I'm so grateful that I could be part of your journey
Well,
to
thank
get you to this point as well. And also, it's super to be able to let other people know that are feeling lost with something like that. And it's so well explained. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's great for me, for my business as well, to be showing people what I do inside, because it's still very new what I do in Wexford in particular. And so it's great to have someone who's able to demonstrate that there is, you know, hope for people. There is things that can be changed. It's not just a dead end, you know. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
End of my tether, you know. I tried everything.
Yeah.
Paid for advice, you know, as in I had gone to private and everything, you know. And like I was going to acupuncture, I was getting reflexology and that other thing, kinesiology. I couldn't think of it, kinesiology as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm listen, I hope that it's had the impact, a positive impact. And listen, you know, my door is always open for you. And I'm
Well,
for
it's only a break.
sure, for sure, what's that?
It's only a break.
And for sure, we are gonna get, you know, when you get back into the full time sort of working things. I my gym is going to be up and running this Saturday, so we're going to grab a personal training session as well, and we'll get you moving that way too. So
Yeah. I love the idea of climbing the mountain.
yeah, do you like that? I'm
Yeah.
just going to stop this. Give me 1 second.